Hello, this short video today is over multiplying special cases. So we're going to look at how to find a square of a binomial and then find the product of a sum and a difference binomials. So we've already learned when multiplying two binomials, we can use that FOIL method. Remember, you multiply the first terms, the outer terms, the inner terms, the last terms, and then simplify by combining like terms. Now, though, we're going to look at when we can kind of skip the FOILing and kind of go straight to the answer. So we can do this anytime we have binomials where the A and the B term, so basically the two things that are being added or subtracted in the binomials, are the same in both sets of parentheses. So our first rule is if we have squares of binomials. So if we have A plus B, that quantity squared, or A minus B, that quantity squared. So you just determine what your A and your B are, and then go ahead and plug it into the formula. So if it's a sum, it's going to be in the formula A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. If it is a difference, you're going to plug it into A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. Notice they're almost identical other than the sign right here. So just be careful of that. If you have a product of a sum and a difference. So again, our A and our B, so our two terms inside those parentheses are the same. The only difference is in our parentheses, one is a subtraction, one is an addition. Again, we have a shortcut, A squared minus B squared. Just determine A and B, plug it in. Now, the really nice thing about these shortcuts is if you don't remember, that's okay. You can just go ahead and multiply using that distributive or FOIL method, and you're still going to get the same answer. The shortcut just kind of lets you skip a few steps to go straight to the answer. That's the only difference. So let's look at some examples. If we're going to multiply the quantity of x plus 4 squared. So this is a sum, so we know right away we're going to use the A plus B, that quantity squared formula. We then just determine what is our A, what is our B. In this case, A is x, B is 4. So you're just basically just labeling those first two terms. Then you're going to plug them into the formula. Lastly, just simplify. So the final answer to this would be x squared plus 8x plus 16. Again, if you didn't remember the formula, you could just FOIL this out and you should still get the same answer. Another example, if we have the quantity of x minus 5, that squared. So this time it is a subtraction, so we're going to use the difference. So we're going to use the quantity A minus B, that squared. Again, just determine your A. So my A in this case is still x. My B here is 5. Notice, we're not paying attention to signs, so it's not negative 5, it's just 5. Then we're going to go ahead, plug it into that formula, and then I would simplify. So x squared minus 10x plus 25 would be my answer. One more example. So if we're going to multiply, this time the quantity 4x minus y, all squared. My A here is 4x. My B is y. So again, we would use the same formula and you're going to plug it in. Be careful though, because when we are simplifying, we have to remember those exponent rules, and that squared turns into 4 squared, which is 16, and then x squared, which is just x squared. So just be careful and don't forget your exponent rules. So this one would simplify to 16x squared minus 8xy plus y squared. And so the 8xy here, remember, just multiply your coefficients out in front, the 2 and the 4, and then just an x and a y. All right, now this one is multiplying the sum and a difference. So notice our A and our B in both sets of parentheses are identical. They're both x and 3. The difference is though we have a subtraction and an addition sign. So that's how I know I'm going to use the A minus B times A plus B formula. And this one is the simplest of them all. You just do A squared minus B squared. So my A is that x, my B is that 3, plug it in, x squared minus 3 squared, and then just simplify to get x squared minus 9. So really these formulas are nice. All you're doing, finding your A and your B, plugging them in, and simplifying. Okay, with shortcuts, be careful though, because as nice as they are, you have to make sure you have the correct kind of problem. So I probably have repeated myself a million times in this video. You can only use it when your A and your B are the same in those parentheses. So look at our examples. Could we use the shortcut for x minus 7, that quantity squared? Yes, we could, because this is the same thing as saying x minus 7. So if I wrote it up here, it's the same thing as x minus 7 times x minus 7. Both A and B are the same, so we could use it there. Same with B. X plus 4, x plus 4. My A and my B terms are the same, we could use it. C, y minus 6, y plus 5. This, even though it's a sum or a difference, because my B terms are not the same, one's a 6, one is a 5, we could not use the shortcut rule on this one. So on this one, we would go ahead and have to use that FOIL method. D, x plus 12, x minus 12. We have a plus and a minus. That's okay though, because my A in both sets of parentheses are x and my B are both 12, so we could go ahead and use the shortcut. So biggest thing, just make sure before you even start to use the shortcut that your problem does fit how like your A and your B are the same in both sets of parentheses, so you can use that shortcut. If you have questions, you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to your teachers. See you next time.